Hi, welcome to my new weekly feature as your MP for Brent East, and it's just going to be a digest of what I've been up to this week in Parliament. We passed the government's finance bill, which basically is going to help the government implement everything that was discussed during the budget. So the budget included stuff around finance, getting rid of the non-DOMS tax loophole, ensuring that we have large levies on oil companies. So basically it's how we get the money in to how we spend the money. The tobacco's bill passed with, it was 415 votes to 47, which basically means if you're sort of 15 years old now, I think it is, you won't know smoking legally. I mean, there is an issue around vapes though, so I do think that we'll probably do more on this going forward when this goes through legislation. But it's to make it safer, because people who smoke develop all kinds of illnesses and lung cancer, and so this will make our country, hopefully, healthier. There are two places to have debates in Parliament. You've got the main chamber and then you have Westminster Hall. So Westminster Hall is our second chamber where we can have debates. I attended Westminster Hall this week to have a debate on violence against women and girls. I spoke about the report that I helped to launch with IMCAM entitled "Why Should Our Rage Be Tidy?" And it's the experience of Black and minoritized women in regards to domestic abuse through the mental health lens. I also spoke about the Level Up campaign, which talks about changing the IPSO code, which is where the editors of newspapers, they need to be responsible to how they report domestic violence and domestic abuse. And instead of using sensationalized headlines and victim blaming, what I want to see more of is the men be described as terrorists and violent and misogynistic, rather than a jilted lover or a jilted husband. So that debate you'll find on Westminster Hall. This week I was also lobbied by Brent East constituents in regards to the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. It was a pleasure to meet them and everyone who turned up. Thank you very much. And if you want to find out more about my position on the situation in the Middle East, then please log on to my website, and I have a page specifically dedicated to Israel and Gaza. I've constantly called for a ceasefire on both sides, and if you want to see my contributions in Parliament as well as my letters, then please log on to my website www.dawnbutler.org.uk. And lastly, today, Friday, we've had a very difficult debate on the floor of the House on assisted dying. It was about 10 years ago when we had the last debate on assisted dying, and I voted against. And I voted against today. It's a very difficult debate to have. I do not believe that there are enough safeguards around this issue. I do think that we should be putting more effort and money into palliative care and helping people to live before we help them to die. And there needs to be a huge consideration around how structures and systems treat people who are a minoritized group. They are generally underserved by most structures and systems, and I think this would only add to that disparity. So it was a difficult debate. It was done with a lot of care and compassion. If you want to see my contribution, then do please log on again to my website. And it's now passed with a majority of about 55, and it will go to third reading, and there'll be a committee, and the committee will scrutinise the bill, make some amendments, and then hopefully it will come to the floor of the House for a full debate, and then we'll have a vote on third reading, which probably won't happen till in the middle of next year. Unless the bill substantially changes, then I will be voting against. From all of the correspondence that I've had into me, and I've had hundreds of people email in, and do please feel free to continue to email in. 80% of those people, constituents who have emailed me, are against this assisted dying or assisted suicide bill. But do please feel free to continue to email me. And for everybody who's been given a diagnosis, cancer diagnosis, a diagnosis of 6 months to live. I think we all need to do our utmost to ensure that the moments that they have are lived without pain and with as much joy as possible.